Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast, where in which wait what? We're talking. I talk all things. What do I say? We talk about all things K-pop. Dear, what do? Anyway, we're talking about Girls' Generation today. Hi. So, if you haven't seen or listened to the episode on Red Velvet, you might not know that I have a tooth infection. It is one of those things where I'm like, this actually did happen, didn't it? Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I did cry last night because I really was scared that I was gonna get sepsis. And then I started running a fever, which I then told my mum about, and she was like, Sophie, it was like 33 degrees yesterday, you also cried, and you have an infection. Like, I think you're alright. And don't worry, like I've taken my temperature throughout the day. I'm like, I'm okay now. It's just like when you suddenly get really hot and shaky. I was just like, oh, here we go. But no, I think the fear of that happening, it was founded. But like, I think we're okay. We're just gonna say we're okay. Yeah, I've got a dentist appointment on Friday at 20 past. No, quarter to 22:11 time. So it's only about a day and a half until I get my tooth fixed. But I am feeling better, I think. Like, my tooth is feeling a lot better. It's like the gland underneath, it decides to get very irritated, I think. So I think that's the thing that's like hurting more to talk with, Like the tooth pain, kind of deal with that with just like having a bit of water, calming down. But the gland pain is just like, is that. Anyway, no one wants to hear about my medical issues. Christ knows I don't want to learn about it, and I'm the one that's having to deal with it. Girl generation. I also need to take my regular just pills, not even like my antibiotics. I'm a mess. Anyway, just gonna try and do this quickly. Thoroughly enough, but also not dawdling. Okay? So, Girls' Generation, also known as SNSD, is an 8-member South Korean girl group consisting of Taeyeon, Sunny, Tiffany, Hyoyeon, Yuri, Soonyoung, Yuna, and Sohyun. They did originally debut with 9 members, including Jessica. She left the group on the 30th of September 2014. And on the 9th of October 2017, Tiffany, Sooyoung, and Sohyun left SM, but remained in the group. And the Girls' Generation debuted on the 5th of August 2007 under SM Entertainment. Their official greeting, there's 2. So I think the first one is like their former greeting and then it changed to this one. So the first one is, hello, we are Girls' Generation, right now Girls' Generation. Or it would be, hello, we are Girls' Generation, right now Girls' Generation. And then it's become, now it's Girls' Generation, in the future Girls' Generation, forever Girls' Generation. Has like the squiggly line to make it go like woo. I don't know. And their fandom name is So1. Which actually I think that is kind of cute. Honestly, I just find these things cute. Yeah. And my cat right now, she's sleeping on the sofa and she's cute. Anyway, first up we have is Taeyeon, Kim Taeyeon. She is a leader and main vocalist, born on the 9th of March 1989, making her Pisces. She was born in Jeonju in North Jeolla, South Korea. And she has an older brother called Kim Ji-woong and a sister called Kim Hyeon. Kim Hyeon has... Is she... Oh, okay. So Hyeon was born almost 10 years later on the 31st of August 1998. And it says she's under Enter Arts. I don't know if she's done much or kind of that sort of stuff. Can tell me, children. Okay, so she hasn't done anything since 2020. Fair enough. That's fine. Wish she might have done. I don't know. There's only so much information that I can gather. Yeah. So Taeyeon, she didn't originally want to be the leader at first because she thought that Girls' Generation shouldn't have a leader since 6 of the 9 girls were all born in the same year. But I guess she leads them well. I actually don't really know. Like, I don't. I know that Taeyeon is like a. She's like the nation's vocalist or something along those lines. I know she's an amazing singer. I know that. I've listened to her music. I just don't really because she doesn't. I can't speak. Girls' Generation is an older group, so I just don't really feel the need to like watch all of their content and stuff. But yeah, I think she is kind of known as the best leader. Next we have is Sunny Lee Soon Kyu. She is a lead vocalist and sub rapper born on the 15th of May 1989, making her a Taurus. So she was born in Los Angeles, California in America and later moved to Kuwait. But then her family moved back to South Korea because of the Gulf War. I actually don't know where Kuwait is. Let's have a look. I love how I said I wasn't going to go on these tangents, but I think tangents are just shit. What am I doing? I was trying to zoom out a little bit, but then it zoomed out loads. I just wanted to know, like, Q8 in terms of. Wait, it's there. Right. Okay. That's. Yeah. So just randomly, there was a TV show in England, Great Britain, I don't know, United Kingdom, called the 4 O'Clock Club. And there was a character called Nero. His mum ended up moving to Kuwait, and this isn't meant to be anything. This is just me making a general observation based on events. I don't know why she would move to Kuwait. Not because it's like anything against Kuwait itself. It's just based on current issues. I feel like that sounded really offensive. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that given the wars that are currently going on in the countries that are literally right next to them, and the kind of care that women receive in the Middle East, in a different country that's right next to Kuwait, I don't understand why she would move to Kuwait. But, I mean, who am I to judge? I'm gonna get myself cancelled soon if I don't shut the fuck up. But yeah, so in terms of from Los Angeles, obviously it's like right on the other side of America. It's pretty much on the other side of the world, or like the same. I don't know. What am I saying? I don't know. I don't fully understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Sunny has 2 older sisters. Lee Eun-kyu and Lee Jin-kyu. She shares the same birthday as them too, on the 15th of May, which is quite impressive, yeah. And she originally joined Starlight Entertainment, which is part of the SM Academy, in 1998, and trained for 5 years before becoming a part of Sugar, which was a duo. But they actually never debuted and ended up disbanding. So then she entered SM as a trainee and debuted with SNSD after a few months of training. Some people do think that because Lee Soo-man, who created SM Entertainment, that's the reason why she entered the company. It is the most blatant form of nepotism that I guess K-pop has seen, but obviously before Annie, from All Day Project. And I'm not saying that this didn't happen, or if it did happen, I don't care. I'm just telling you. She apparently auditioned under a different name, and she ended up being able to join the company like that way. However, and this is kind of, you can disagree on these sorts of things. I feel like they kind of look similar enough to a point of where you would be like, they could be like, obviously not siblings, they could be related in some ways. Like if you saw a picture of me and you saw a picture of my mum, you wouldn't necessarily say that. Like I don't look like her daughter. I look like my granny, my paternal grandmother, my dad's mum. So it wouldn't necessarily be on that end. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to think of, like, when she was auditioning, how did people not kind of clock that she was Lee Soo-man's, or at least like related to Lee Soo-man, but I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, so she left SM Entertainment in August, on the 8th of August 2023, and she ended up joining A20 Entertainment on the 7th of April 2025. I also have to say that A20 Entertainment is also Lee Soo-man's company. She really wanted to like be with her uncle, didn't she? I mean, there's nothing against her. She can do what she likes. I'm just like, girl, you can branch out. You do not need to be connected to your uncle for your entire working, like, musical career, babes. You can branch out. Next we have is Tiffany Young, Stephanie Young Huang, or Huang Pingyang. She is a lead vocalist and sub-rapper born on the 1st of August 1989, making her a Leo, and she was born in San Francisco in California. She has an older sister called Michelle who lives in Paris, and an older brother called Leo who lives in the Philippines. And former member Jessica and Tiffany were actually born in the same hospital in California, which is admittedly kind of spooky. It's also kind of. I love, like, saying this fact, and then people kind of realizing what I've said. Me and my sister were born in the same room, but are 4 years apart. It's just that the hospital that we were born in only has one, like, labour and delivery operating room thing. So, of course, we had to be born in the same room, given how we had to have been born. So, it's always like one of those funny things where people are like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? You can't have been born in the same room. Like, but it was. Yeah. Especially when I give the context of that we moved before. Well, I didn't move, but my family moved before I was born. Yeah. And Tiffany is actually now married, or kind of married, semi-married, to actor Byun Yo-han. So, congratulations to them. Next member we have is Hyo-yeon, Kim Hyo-yeon. She is main dancer, main rapper, and sub-vocalist, born on the 22nd of September 1989, making her a Virgo. And she was born in Incheon, South Korea, and has a younger brother called Kim Min-kyu. Min-gu doesn't have a Y in it. And in 2004, with Super Junior's C1, she was sent to study Chinese in Beijing. Yeah. And she gets car sick every time they have a trip, so she has to sit in the front seat next to the driver to avoid being ill. Ew. My sister also gets car sick. I've started to kind of get a little bit car sick too. I don't know why. I don't enjoy it. Yeah. Next we have is Yuri. Kwon Yuri. She is main dancer, lead rapper, and sub-vocalist, born on the 9th of December 1989, making her Sagittarius. And she was born in Goyang in Gyeonggi-do, South Korea, and has an older brother called Kwon Hyuk-jun. And her and Sunny are known to get the choreography wrong most of the time. Honestly though, my memory is like shit too, so I can sympathise with that struggle. Next we have is Soo-young, Choi Soo-young. She is lead dancer, lead rapper, and sub-vocalist, born on 10th February 1990, making her an Aquarius. And she was born in Gwangju in Gyeonggi-do, South Korea. Has an older sister named Choi Soo-jin, who is a musical theatre actress. And she is signed with Echo Global Group since leaving SM Entertainment. I don't know if she's still with them, still with that company, but yeah. Next we have is Yuna, Lim Yuna. She is lead dancer, lead rapper, sub-vocalist, visual, and centre, born on the 30th of May 1990, making her a Gemini. And she was born in Seoul, South Korea, and has an older sister. And she was cast during the 2022 SM Saturday Open casting audition. There's actually been very few idols who have been casted through a Saturday Open audition and then actually made it to debuting. I think it's like 6, and I know that Hei-chan from NCT was a part of that. Actually, I don't know. Is that true? Feels like it could be. I don't know. So she can speak Korean, Chinese, English, and basic Japanese. And she had a relationship with actor Lee Sung-gi. Next we have is Sohyun, Lee Joo-hyun. She Sorry, Seo Juhyun. I clocked what I said. She is lead vocalist Anne McNay, born on the 28th of June 1991, making her a Cancer. She was born in Seoul, Sakura, and doesn't have any siblings. And she was cast during the 2003 SM casting system. And she can speak Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and English. And she hates hamburgers. Honestly, same. I do not like burgers. Like, I'll eat them when we're having burgers in the house. But like, if you said to me, "Oh, Sophie, here's an array of food. Pick which one," and it was like a burger, pasta, chicken pot pie. Well, to be fair, I'd probably go for chicken pot pie. Like, I wouldn't choose a burger. I would choose pasta or chicken pot pie because those are my favorite like foods ever. But yeah, pain there is like annoying me anyway. So when Sohyun left SM, she announced that she was going to be focusing on acting and that she would do her best to be with her other members when she's needed as a part of Girls' Generation in the future. Which, that's cute. I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, it's sweet, you know. I don't think she's done any solo music stuff. Have I seen her in anything actually? Because I know I have seen one of the Girls' Generation members in Move to Heaven. Oh, look in a minute, yeah. No, it doesn't seem like it. I think it might have been So Young. Soo Young. So Young? Soo Young. I don't know. And Soo Young has been with a South Korean actor, Jung Kyung Ho, for the last 13 years. Wow. Honestly, it does always make me laugh when someone has been, like, a couple have been together for like so many years and they've just never gotten married. Because I'm like, babes, you could get married, but like, why bother? Or like, I'm not here to judge. Like, you know, is this a question you're willing to answer? Would you want to get married? Like, please do give me the informations. Yeah, she was in Move to Heaven. As I believe it was the social worker for the person who got adopted to America, then found out. Yeah. Matthew Green, yeah, he got deported to the United States. No, sorry, he got deported from the United States when looking for his birth mum, who are believed to be Kang Eun-jung, who was a news reporter. Yeah. And then who else was it? It was FT6. I don't know, I can't remember actually. It was kind of a while since I watched it because it's sad and I don't want to watch like sad things, which I feel like fair enough. But yes, then finally we have is Jessica Jung, or Jung So-yeon. She's been vocalist, born on the 18th of April 1998. Wait. 1989. She was born in San Francisco, California. Crystal from FX is her sister. She was cast during the 2000 SM casting system, and she is a solo artist. I think she's recently released a song. Yeah, it was so funny. I have to say, it was so weird because I was trying to like work, and for some reason my brain just like malfunctioned when I was learning about this because I like both like they actually wanted to cast both of Jessica and Crystal when they like casted when they got Jessica to enter the company, and like their parents were obviously like, yeah, maybe don't, you can have like Jessica be kind of Crystal, because if you don't know, Crystal was born in 1994, if I'm remembering that correctly, so she would have only been like 6 entering into a K-pop company. And I mean, granted, she didn't debut until she was like 15, so even then that's still quite young. But I love how they were like, no, you're not entering that company. And then still, she entered it early, and then still debuted when she was really young. So I'm like, I get it. I really do understand. But it's also like, you didn't want your daughter to enter a company when she was super young, but still She entered the company when she was young and debuted young as one of the youngest idols to debut. Questions. So yeah, that is Girls' Generation for you. Would anybody like an episode on people that you might not have realised who debuted when they were super young? Because we know obviously like about Taemin and Jungkook, they debuted super young. Nicki from ENHYPEN, he debuted super young. Like, would you like an episode on people who debuted when they were 16 and younger? I mean, to be fair, you can't really tell me, so I might just like run it by my parents and my sister. But I'm sure they're like, well, I'm sure my mum would be like, just do it. My mum, if you don't know, she has this funny habit. And she's even told my sister directly, and my sister has then gone on to tell me that like she's completely fine with me doing things as long as it means I don't have to talk to her, and it means that she can get like peace. Like, this is really funny, and I shouldn't laugh because like, but I mean, like, to be fair, it is exactly true, and I'm sure like if I asked her and if she wanted to say it on the podcast, she would do, but that she just wants some peace and fucking quiet. So when I told her about me doing like a seasonal tree of like redecorating it every single month, she was like, do it, just do it, because then it means I don't have to talk to her. It's not meant to be malicious, but it also is kind of like just like a tiny tinsy bit. So yeah, that's why I'm doing a seasonal tree, which I've been doing a lot of hammer beats for. But luckily, we do have like a bunch of bricks from when my dad was gonna redo the do a bit of the driveway, but then he just decides to went like fuck it, just gonna re-turf it anyway. And so like I gave him like 2 bricks. And he gladly took them, like, you know, it was. I was just like, so like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, he just lost 2 bricks, or like a brick to hold up. But like, what I mean is like, so you get like things like delivered on wood pallets that are like super heavy, and you have like a lot of them, right? So the turf came on like the wood pallet, and the wood pallet machine thing, like a forklift obviously slides underneath it, but for some reason you needed like a brick underneath it or something to hold it up, and the guy just lost one of them, I guess, in the warehouse or something. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so thank you as always for listening, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye.